Episode number 11.
We're back, everybody. How's everybody doing today? We got myself, my Collectibles, Aaron. We got Corey right here. We got our co-CEO, Ben Rose, joining us for this special episode. How you guys doing? Let's start with you, Corey. How you doing?
I am doing good. I'm excited to have Ben on with us. So
hey, look,
we're going to have some fun
I'm just pleased to be here. I finally made the big time, hit the big channels. Good to be here.
You left enough comments in previous chats where we're like, we should have that Ben Rose guy on the live stream. He seems to know a lot about this VeVe stuff that we're talking. No, we're so happy to have you, Ben.
Yeah, it's so great. Guys, everybody, thanks for joining us today. We got a big show. We're going to go through tons of stuff. Like always, we have our mods in the chat just doing the best that they can. We're going to pick a couple of winners, just randomly if you're commenting down below. So make sure you take part. Let us know how you're doing, how things are going, specifically about some of the topics we're going to cover and the drops we're going to do. Let us know in the chat. And then you have a chance to, win a VeVe digital collectible or comic just for being here today. That's going to be fun. We're going to go through a bunch of the drops. We're going to talk about the Mighties. We're going to talk about the LA Strong. We're going to talk about some collectibles that we picked up in the real world. We're going to show you the next VeVeVerse showcase, and that's going to be crazy. And we got to tease with the collectors at heart as well. The next episode is going to be live on Friday. Yeah, so we just got a jam-packed show today, right? So we'll have to get right into it. But just before we do that, let's just say hi to a couple people in the chat. Look, we got the real Hinano here.
It's the only one I like. I only like the real one.
The real one. Yeah, actually, that's true. There was a fake nano. Hopefully they got that one figured out. But Choo Choo's here. Look, we got OM Dubs. Thanks so much for volunteering today and moderating the chat. Kryptoni. O'Milly's here. Great week in VeVe show again, everybody. And Fun Under the Sun coming already in with the chilies, Ben. We're gonna have to talk about that in a little bit.
Spicy.
But hey, let's get right into this, guys. Just because we have a certain amount of time today. The LA Strong campaign is started. Ben, maybe let's start off just talking about how this one's going here.
Yeah, look, I want to thank everybody who has taken part, who has bought, who has shared. And look, it's I said when we launched it, these are tough times for everybody. Toughest for people in LA, right? But tough for everybody economically. And so the ability to give is not something that we take for granted. So thank you to everybody who's been able to. It was really important for us to do something here. We said when we announced it that LA is the home of movies. It's the home of brands like Disney. And we've got a lot of VeVe fan members there. So to be able to turn something around, to be able to launch it pretty quickly, get it up and live, and give the VeVe fam a chance to do what they could was great. So thank you to everybody for that. And yeah, really pleased with how everyone engaged with it online. And I think, Aaron, you've got a bit of an update on where numbers are at.
Yeah, for sure. So far we've raised approximately 18,000 US, which is amazing. And the silent auction that's going on right now, we have up to about 14 to 15 bidders at this moment in time. So people are participating in that. And that's been really, really amazing. And, Ben, I think from an internal team perspective, for how fast that the team was able to turn this around from start to finish was pretty amazing, and a lot of people on socials have been asking us, there's lots of other, things that happen in the world at different times, specifically historically. The capacity for us to do this now, I think, is really important, because I'm not sure that, we would have been able to pull something like this off so quickly in the past. And you never want to do this, but maybe talk about that, just about the team, how we all came together, because there's some people work super hard on this.
Yeah. So to do a drop would take us normally about a year. That's how long it takes us. We turned this one around in about a week. And the way we did that, and by the way, people didn't stop doing their day jobs because I wouldn't let them. So the way we did that was people work nights and weekends. People really put their passion and heart into this. And so, the VeVe business and the VeVe team has invested into this, because we do that. We're not making any money from this. We're doing it because it's the right thing to do. And when people really, really care, it's amazing what they can do. So the team really pulled together, and that's every single department of the VeVe business, because it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a whole company to do a drop. And so, yeah, everybody really, really turned it on for this. And look, I think I just wanted to have a talk about our approach to charity drops in general. So I think over the years we've done a number of different ones, and it's been based on community feedback about the issues that matter to them. And it's not possible, unfortunately, for us to do every single cause in the world, every event. It's not because we don't care, but it's because there's a finite size of team. And so we are working on a new approach to charity support and how we leverage that support of the VeVe fam to support charities in a bit more of a structured way. So we'll be talking about that in coming months.
Yeah, that's amazing. And just so everybody knows, we will be tweeting out. There is going to be an end date when we close this off, and that's going to be coming up on Monday, February the 10th. And we'll tweet that information out for everybody, so you get a chance to know when we're going to be, wrapping this one up for this particular time. But the silent auction's going on right now. And I mean, this artwork right here, and as soon as I saw it, I was really impressed. So this
beautiful.
is
absolutely beautiful. So we won't talk about the bids because that's right. The silent auction.
That's the starting bid there.
there have been 14 so far, and they're people who are in a position to make a meaningful bid, and they've done exactly that. So thank you to everybody who has placed a bid on that. And to everybody who is not able to give, the way that you can help is just growing awareness of this drop. So any tweets, any comms around the drop, we'd really appreciate that. Any community content creators, just mention it in your stream to make sure that if someone is able to give before the close, then they have a chance to do that. So thank you everyone for that. Really appreciate it.
I hope whoever wins it does have a VeVeVerse showroom whenever it releases, because that is the only one that exists, and it would be cool to see it outside of a game environment in which we captured it. It'd be really neat to see that like in an actual showroom. I think it's going to look beautiful.
A one. And the hearts. Okay, so aside from the amazing, the charitable aspect of it and the support and everything, and just how cool they look, I mean, the MCP you get on those hearts is I mean, if you got all of them in a row, like that's people are starting to talk about that a lot.
And we did, and that was on purpose, right? That's not an accident. That's because we're collectors at heart, and so we want to reward people for their generosity, but we know that our community are collectors, and it's important. And so we want to make sure that this is a win-win for all.
Well, stay tuned for more info on that, everybody, and keep going on that. And down here in the feedback section, let us know what you think. And we would love to hear from you, and we'll see how the silent auction goes. And we'll be tweeting out, like I said, the end date coming up on the February the 10th. So you'll get all that information. But thank you once again, everybody, for participating. Let's switch gears a little bit right here and get into the comics on VeVe Comics, because they dropped last night, and of course, we have some featured ones right here, and the same day as print. And I just want to shout out, I was like, I got to beat our own drum here a bit, Corey. Your team right here creating these graphics, I'm a comic freak, right? Like, I can't help myself. Look at that Ultron cover there. I can't help it. And I really like the way that these are done and put together. So great job. And
thank you. Our team's doing a fantastic job. Really, really pleased with the entire content team. And we've really trying to innovate in how we're showing off the products and all the different verticals in which we put them. And so this was one of our latest sort of ad space content pieces, and I think it really does a great job. Having the phone in there, it shows how you can enjoy these comics, because obviously you can read them on your phone. We have a guided reading experience. We have basically a standard reading experience, and then if you're getting the comics on the Blue app, you can read them in AR. So it's more than just collecting a JPEG of a cover. You're getting the full comics the same day as print. You're able to read them, enjoy them, catalog them. Great stuff.
Look at this Ultron right here. This story is
really
crazy. Good. There's some really great comics this week, as always, and it's so cool to see people matching them up with the physicals, and it's just it's awesome. So let us know, go to the VeVe Comics page, of course, on X and Instagram in particular. Follow there, and you'll see really a lot of great stuff that we're doing and on the Facebook page as well. And we didn't just drop Marvel, of course. We also have Dynamite. And I mean, look at the Thundercats. Ben, I know you're into the Thundercats.
So good.
I know. It's such an awesome issue. These are also out now. Vampirella, that's a beautiful cover right there. Silverhawks, all of this. So these are just, really great stuff coming out. And I know we continue to build that library on VeVe Comics. And we also have this week as well, the Ablaze comics, which are also coming out this week with some new ones. So, and you know, this is like the Conan, like we're talking like real Conan here. Like these stories are not for the faint at heart, and that's kind of the way they should be. So those will be coming out on Thursday. So all 3 of those. And just up here in the VeVe Comics site, you can check it out. If you hit the new this week up here in the top corner, this is where, you know, in case you're new and you haven't seen this before, this is where you can see all of the issues that are starting to come out now. You can see there's the Avengers right here, and you can scroll down. And, you know, the Deadpool Spider-Boy 15's out. I've been reading that whole series. So
I think what I like with our comics is all these additional publishers, which will just continue to grow, but it just gives you, as a reader and a person that's really into comics, such a wide variety. Like I've got comics on here that I can buy and read with my son. I've got comics that probably I would only be into. There's comics on here my wife is into. So the more variety, the better, especially when it comes to enjoying all these stories. So it's nice. So on the blue side, you know, we have our backlog comics. You can get those historic, amazing comics, your Marvel Comics #1, your first appearance of Iron Man. Those really, really important Grail comics are there. But on the VeVe Comics side, you're getting all the current releases. So it's like you're able to collect and enjoy both sides. It doesn't get too much better than that.
It's really about growing that breadth, because we want to appeal to as many people as possible. And also, every time we add a new publisher, it gives us an opportunity to reach out to a new group, a new audience. And comics are a fantastic way for us to do that. So yeah, we've got lots more publishers that we're working with on bringing to the platform, some really different styles, just to really broaden it out in terms of audience, in terms of region. So yeah, lots more to come, but really proud of how this is going.
Yeah, and I got to get in here and get some of these. I got to read that Ultron story. A new Ultron comes down and starts a new religion or something. It's crazy. So, but let's switch gears. We have a jam-packed show today. And if, like I said, if you're just joining us, you just tuned in, make sure you're chatting on the side as always, because our great mods are in here. Thank you so much. Doing some giveaways, you know, so just participate. Let us know what you're thinking and how you're doing, and say hi. And you have a chance.
I love the way that that Aaron cracks the whip in these shows. I enjoy watching him keep it to time.
Keep it moving. So, keep it moving.
Love it. Keep going.
We got so much to cover, and it's amazing now. Because you know, I mean, we're busy guys. We got lots of stuff in the background.
No, you do it. No, you're in charge. You do it.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about the Marvel Mighties upgrades. Now, these are a ton of fun. People are goofing off with them. You can see all the animations, creating all sorts of fun stuff. Really, really positive feedback. But at the same time, we have had some feedback about the process of crafting. Corey, maybe just chat about that a little bit, about what we're thinking there.
For sure. The upgradables, very similar to the evolvables, was a drop model that we developed with collectors in mind. And the way it was developed was to allow for feedback so we can make adjustments over time. And so all the feedback we've been getting about these upgradables, we've been taking into account. So we'll probably see moving forward some minor adjustments to the way it works to streamline it, make it more enjoyable. But at the end of the day, the goal is to take those amazing Mighties that everyone loves, especially those older ones with those high mint numbers, and give you an additional feature, reduce those circulating supplies, and you're getting something awesome out of it. So the core concept of the upgradables, that's not going anywhere. But the way we do it, we might adjust over time.
And thanks to the community for, you know, sharing content on there. Shout out to Dive Jedi, for example, and several others who said, hey, look, I like this, but I think I'd like to see this be a bit smoother, this be a bit simpler. So, you know, we'll take that on board, and you'll see some evolutions coming out. Yeah,
for sure. And they're just a ton of fun. I mean, look at the little animations. I mean, you gotta love the Mighties, right? So we're listening, everybody. Like you said, you know where to go. Feedback down in the bottom corner. You can tweet at us as well, but that's really the best place to go for sure, right? So now we'll get into that a little bit later. We'll talk more about that. But I wanted to, talk about our own collectability, because I know, Ben, you were on vacation, and from what I hear, you may have actually done a little collecting shopping. And I wanted to ask you, actually, since, you've been with VeVe and everything, because I know you're already a collector, we've heard about your history in collecting, and of course your wall behind you, you showed up with that wall, by the way, everybody. He showed up in the meeting. He's like, look, check this out. I was like, okay, this guy's legit. And so, but you went traveling a bit, and did you pick up a few things, little show and tell moment, maybe?
Yeah, totally.
Show and tell, my favorite.
So first of all, I probably need to say I've had to have more shelves put up. So this is a problem. Physical collecting is taking over. There's the proposition for digital. So so I got loads of stuff. Okay, so you can't ignore the election. So I thought I'd get myself a MAGA duck. but because we are Switzerland and we are independent, I also got myself a Ruth Bader Ginsburg Funko.
There you go.
The aisle covered here. Look at that.
There you go.
So that was the first thing because I was in the US.
Okay,
and then some people will know I'm into Back to the Future. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these. Have you seen tubs?
Oh, I have. Those are awesome.
Super cool.
I mean, how could you resist those? So we got a couple of those.
Keep those away from my pug because that'd just be the end of it. She'd chew those into pieces.
Oh yeah, those
we got those. I got Bruce Lee because just Bruce Lee. Nice. Look at the fists. And then also I don't know why I got this. I think I got it because it had the exclusive sticker and I got all excited as a collector. So this is Hello Kitty. It's the It's Sugar exclusive edition. So I was in It's Sugar buying far too much candy for my kids. And then they had this, and the sticker got me, and the exclusive, and before you know it, I got it. And then
more.
Oh, there's more.
Then I went to comic stores, and comic stores in New York are, as many of you will know, really dangerous.
Mecca.
And so I'm a bit of a Jim Henson, Sesame Street, Muppets, Fraggle Rock fan, and turns out that Boom Studios have just released a new comic with Jim Henson, where they've taken Jim Henson IPs, reimagined them, and launched a whole new comic. So this is edition 1, and these are 3 variants. And so, unfortunately, I ended up with a lot of excess baggage. It's a problem. It's an issue. But there we go.
You need to have that extra suitcase when you go. That's the David Yu trick. He's got 3 suitcases, a couple extra garages, and also
an extra person to carry the suitcase.
Person or two, yeah.
I'll take an extra person and their suitcases next time for sure.
Yeah, Corey, have you picked anything up lately? I know you were excited about something. For sure.
Well, I like watches. Like I don't have a huge collection of watches, but this is actually like a Citizen watch, but it's a Star Wars watch. You can't really tell, but there's like a TIE fighter in it. Nice. And my wife just recently got me a new Marvel Citizen watch, and this one is a Thor watch. And it's another watch that you could wear, in a business meeting. It kind of just looks like a nice professional watch, but it's got, Thor's hammer and lightning and all kinds of cool stuff. And then also my Thor collectible.
Thor!
Amazing.
And this all ties into a VeVeVerse teaser that we'll be doing today.
I can't wait for people to see it.
You are such a professional.
That was a master segue right there. Well, I picked up a couple of things myself as well, and actually it's on the more scarier side. And as we anticipate the whole zombies, thing that's coming out with Marvel and everything. So I picked up, I already had the zombie cap. What if, with the,
cute.
This is like close to the one we have in the app, but not quite the same variant, but very close. I love that one. Right. But I had to pick up, and I picked this up pretty recently, the Wolverine.
Oh, dude. A zombie Wolverine is just a nightmare, right? Like to think about. How does that work? Would his brain regenerate? Can you kill? Because you destroy the brain to destroy the zombie, but Wolverine regenerates. So is he like an immortal zombie? How's that work?
I thought him and the Hulk would be the scariest, right? And this one actually, if you check it out, actually glows in the dark. And this is the stickers get me too, Ben. The stickers. So there is one that I'm actually picking up this week that maybe I'll show next week. It's the symbiote Spider-Man pop that's just come out, and so I have to add that. He's all in the black suit. He's got the shooting out of the. I have to add that pop. So
I want to tell you, as your CEO, I was very nervous when you said I got something and it's really scary. I was like, oh god, what's he going to say? What's he going to show?
Well, what am I going to pick up for sure, right?
So I've gotten into taxidermy, boys, and so I want to show you my collection of.
Right. Hey. Well, we have some stuff that's not so scary. We have some stuff that's absolutely beautiful, and it's our VeVe feed contest that continues. And last week we had amazing entries, as you know, as always. Thank you so much, everybody, for participating. We had like over 100 votes on this one. Really fantastic. And you know, the winners from last week, if you actually just take a quick look at the graphic right here. These are last week's. We just launched our new one. I'll show you that in a second. But look at all the amazing, you know, entries we had. There was votes for everybody, which was fantastic. People picked like their favorite and then like another one they loved. And it's just, you know, continues the tradition right there. So thanks so much for doing that, everybody. And then the winners we had, the first place winner was actually Armzathi right here, which is actually, check it out. It's the Moon Knight.
That was your pick.
That was, yeah, like, so, you know, I can still move things. Hey, Corey, I can still.
Yep. You still have that influence. That
I'm an influencer. No, that's all on them. Look at how beautiful that is. That's our first place voting.
Chombo Fett was my pick. Yeah. I think that Galactus leering over the Marvel sign with that scale and that light in the background. Sheesh. That's
second most votes on that one right there as well. But there was votes for everybody. Lots of love shared around. And we had, of course, our 2 voting winners as well. So their prizes are going to be going out very shortly. But we also have, you know, our new one that just launched. And here's the first look at it. It just went out like about an hour ago on our X page. So you can vote again. And we're doing the same thing right here. You can see like everybody's here. Such cool stuff. And thank you so much for everybody for participating in this. It really, really livens up the feed. There's so many. These are just randomly picked. Nice. So, you know, there's so many more that they could pick, but they're just get all of them as much as they can. Just randomly get 12, try to differentiate it up each week so new people get a shot. And I mean, look at these.
I love seeing some of those collectibles we haven't seen in a while coming back. Mm-hmm. So cool. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. If I actually just
like that Mr. Grip, you know, there's like different levels to this. There's just like the overall layout, like your leading lines, your depth, like, did you make a beautiful sort of collage? But there's also just kind of like built-in story, like Mr. Grip has a Stargate escaping, you know, the burning city in the bottom right. Just the clever thing. I like all of these.
That's actually really
sneaker
cool.
Heads reflected there with Rob Solo 91. I like that. Super cool.
I mean, Galactus has really kind of taken over this past week or so. I mean, check it out. By the way, we were talking about the dioramas, right? And how the age of dioramas, in my opinion, is coming just because of what we're going to be doing, what people are going to be able to do with it. Corey, you made a really great point last week about, you know, people who are like, you know, we have master builders, you know, like on the app. I don't even know how they create some of these things. They're just amazing. Then we have people who are like, you know, maybe, you know, don't have as much time to put in, because some of these creations take forever, right? They just put a lot of effort and love and joy into them. But the dioramas you were talking about, how that's going to open up things for people to be able to
for sure stuff, right? Even scaled collectibles. Like I was in a space this morning for some content with Mr. Falcon, who produces some amazing content with us, and he had taken the Avengers tower and blown it up huge and put it in the background behind his showroom, which kind of almost looked like a skybox, but it wasn't. It was an actual collectible. So there's just like a lot of, at first I didn't realize it. I thought it was part of a skybox, but as I was walking around in his space, I was like, oh, wow, that's a huge Avengers tower, even scaled, like the detail of it really held up. So yeah, there's just a lot of really creative things that I think people are going to sort out in the VeVeVerse. So we'll do our very best to provide as much content that's going to kind of, you know, coach you along so you don't have to figure out too much on your own. Hopefully most of the tools you'll know right whenever it gets ready to land.
I can't wait. It's going to be so cool to see what people create. And we have the VeVeVerse showcase, the latest one, at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that. You're going to see the whole thing. And then it's going to go live on our YouTube channel again. So share it there. Have fun with that. That's coming out very shortly at the end of the live stream. And like I said, keep commenting in the chat if you're just showing up for a chance to win. You know, you just have to participate. Let us know what you're thinking and have some fun with the stuff we're talking about. And our dedicated mods, thanks so much, Josh and OMW, both in there every week helping out.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah.
They're going to pick just random winners there, just randomly draw a couple people from our comments. So, but we also want to go back in time a bit, right? These are some new stuff. You see like a lot of new stuff, but like you said, there's some older collectibles in there, Ben, that you love as well. But we have an anniversary that we wanted to do a really cool post about. The Ghostbusters Series 1 4 years ago. Corey, wow. Can you believe that it's been 4 years?
No, I can't actually. It's pretty wild. It's exciting, though. It just goes to show how quickly we're moving, how things change so quickly. Even the team itself has changed in such a great way, you know, in that amount of time. And it's been amazing seeing the content that you all have been sharing on this post. It's really heartwarming because it goes to show how many people were here that long ago and collected those and valued those, and they still value those, and they're still making beautiful content. It's one of the cool values of digital collectibles like this, cool statue. It sits on my shelf, and that's pretty much, and I lift it up for a stream and I'm like, hey, check out my cool, Thor. But with the digital collectibles, you can put them anywhere. You can make scenes. You don't have to worry about damaging them. They're all on your phone, wherever you are, train, plane, automobile. You can make content. And the comments really reflect that. It's so cool to see.
Yeah, it's awesome. Right now on our X page, we have a little, celebration giveaway, sort of, not really like a contest. It's just random winners will be picked. And it's just showing off, your collectibles from the series. Any Ghostbuster collectible, doesn't just have to be the first one. And you can see people are entering and having a ton of fun. Like good Slimer right there, right? With look, check this out. With Rudy right there.
How good is that?
Actual Ghostbusters car. That's
amazing.
A lot of them are on scene. Like a lot of these images are on scene of the location.
That's my favorite. Look at Vegan Things as one. I mean, how so good. Cool. The fire station.
Right out front. Like this, but Tails right here. This one's freaking me out a little bit. But I love it. But yeah, keep the entries coming. This goes for another couple days right here. Just on our X page. Just have some fun with it. And, you'll get a chance to win and just celebrate Ghostbusters. And we're going to be doing more of that. I know, Ben, we really want to honor the collectibles we have in the past. Mm-hmm. And, some of the ways is obviously, with Silver Surfer, that kind of thing, Marvel Mighties, but also with anniversary posts like this, right?
Yeah, that's right. You're starting to see a lot more of that focus. It's not just about the new drops. It's also about the history of VeVe, the historical hodlers, those collectors. One of the things I love from this content is seeing in the backgrounds where the fam are, where the fam are from.
Right.
Because that's, people are shooting them on their streets, in their gardens, at the beach, in the supermarket. It's so cool. Look at that. It's so awesome.
David, if you're watching, angry Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man has been highly requested. I've seen in the comments.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
on fire.
That one. Yeah, right. That'd be amazing.
How about Gozer? Let's go. By the way, have you guys seen the new Frozen Empire movie yet? The latest one. I saw a bit of it on the plane. Actually, I saw about 20 minutes of it on the plane when I was flying back from. I think it was. This summer when I was flying back. It might have been from New York, actually, when I was coming back from Comic-Con. And it was really good. Like, I'm a huge Ghostbuster fan. It was really good. So I stopped watching it because I wanted to watch it, with my family, right? So we kind of watch the whole thing. And we just been waiting for it to come to our streaming services, and I can't wait to actually see it, So, it actually looked really good. So maybe, Ben, you could talk to Dave. We get some of those characters.
Okay. Make the magic happen.
You never know. But other drops I want to talk about is we had the Tales to Astonish number 62 comic drop. This is really cool with the leader first appearance, which, from all accounts, he's going to be making his appearance in the MCU very shortly. Yep. So a very timely comic, really cool, old school Silver Age. I actually really love these. Corey, I know you're a big comic fan as well, right? Don't you just love the kind of 2-in-1s and these kind of like, I love these kind of collab comics from that era, from the late 60s, early 70s. They're a ton of fun to read.
I really like that. And I also like how the exclusive artwork sort of combines those elements too. Like you have the leader in the foreground of Hulk in the background. Like that's just a really well framed piece of art. I love that. But yeah, I'm with you, and I love the leader. I was thinking as you were talking.
Yeah,
was it the Ed Norton Hulk movie where the stuff like trickles into his head and his head starts going, and that guy was maybe going to be the leader? Is that still canonical? I'm not even sure anymore.
Yeah, the Edward Norton Hulk is actually MCU. It's the Eric Bana one from like earlier that is actually outside of the MCU, but the Edward Norton one, because it also had the Abomination in it, which
ends up in
She-Hulk, Roth, right, as the actor, and that went into She-Hulk, right? So even though it's Ed Norton and not Mark Ruffalo, the actor that we all love, that is actually MCU. So
it's right. It's the power of a good story. Like when it comes down to it, a lot of these comics released, at this point, 50, 60 years ago, and these characters are still finding use. Like the leader is a really cool card in Marvel Snap for certain deck strategies. You're seeing it referenced in MCU. Again, the power of a good story goes on and on.
But the innovation of Marvel as well. I mean, these are things that now we all take for granted. but let's go back 10, 15 years, right? Very different situation. And so the fact that they did that and that here we are, incredible. The fact they've taken all of those characters and turned those into A-list, franchises, that is quite phenomenal.
It is.
Yeah, all the way back from, with like Blade, which we have his first appearance secret rare on the app, which is absolutely awesome. And that movie, right, we can all talk about Marvel. It like basically kind of saved Marvel. Marvel's in a lot of trouble at that time. They came out with Blade and it did amazingly well. And they filmed most of it right in my backyard up in West Coast Canada in Vancouver. So when I watched Blade 1, 2, and 3, and of course, I think in the third one, you have Ryan Reynolds, right, who's a Vancouver Canadian actor who's now Deadpool, but he was in there. And I see streets that, like, I don't know if you guys have had that experience, right? I see streets that, I walked down in movies, like in a so Marvel movie. It's just, and the X-Men movies of the Sony X-Men ones, they are also a lot in Vancouver. So when I go to New York, when I went there for the first time, it was like, oh yeah, this is like it from every movie I've ever been to, right, Ben? Like you're just there. But when you see your own town, it's kind of
yeah, totally.
Well, let's move to the next one because this is just another one of the comics that dropped as well. And by the way, that comic's still available in the shop if you want to go for it. Really amazing, good pickup there. I think there's 3,000 editions on it, so it's nice and scarce and really good art. Same thing. Here's the 2-in-1s I was talking about, Corey. I love this kind of thing right here as well. With the Marvel 2-in-1 with the Thing and the Stingray, and this one's
like a bunch of snakes, right? Like in this, a snake thing, like the
your Serpent Squad, our Lunar Year with the stamps. Yep. So there's thinking behind this, everybody. There's planning. So this is another great comic that's come out. So check that out. That's in the shop as well. But I wanted to hit on the Little Prince because, Ben, maybe you could talk a little bit about this. Corey and I we're both from this side of the world, North America, and I know the Little Prince is really big.
So we as you know, we have a lot of IPs that are really big, really meaningful, and highly recognized in North America. But there are just so many more, and we want to start really growing our audiences across Europe, for example. So, we're going to be at some events in Europe this year. But you're going to see us dropping new IPs like the Little Prince, like the Petit Prince, that are meaningful and known to audiences there. Like, let's just think about comics, with the huge range of comics that are coming out of Europe and have been for years and years. So, we're really focused on growing there. But this is a classic example. For some of our VeVe fam, might not be their cup of tea, but for others, they grew up on this, and this is really means something to them. So we're really stoked to be broadening out with this.
Well, it's so cool. I think this is the last of the series too, from what
series,
yeah, you put it together, you have all three that are really beautifully animated. They have that kind of if you look at the animation here, they have that really kind of like storytelling, smooth, slow kind of. I really can't wait to see what people do with this in a bigger kind of creative environment as well, especially with that moon. You know how he's running on the moon in the previous release,
the Starcatcher.
Yeah. And it's really cool because when I had a chance to go to Holland this past summer, I actually saw these books at my family's house that we're staying, my wife's family, because I wasn't super familiar with them being over here. It's mostly Dr. Seuss and Sesame Street and all that kind of stuff. But seeing that was cool. I picked it up. I was like, here's the actual book, and it was in Dutch, so it was cool. So translated all around the world. So this drop is still available for you guys. You can pick that up for sure. Right in our store right here. So we also have a couple other things I want to talk about. The Year of the Snake, the stamp drop. This happened yesterday. So that's pretty cool. What year are you? Do you guys mind sharing what kind of do you know your lunar year symbol if you don't want to share it?
I actually have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't. I've been called all sorts of animals, but I don't know what mine is.
I'm Year of the Dragon.
Of the Dragon. I will know. In chat, tell us what year you are if you know. But I will know this is free from USPS. You can just sign up for this. This is the USA Philetic magazine. It comes out basically quarterly. And what's really cool about this is you're going to see a lot of the things that we're releasing on VeVe featured in this magazine. And this specific print, they have a full page of that exact stamp and some additional first day of prints, some different offerings, because they do the stamps obviously in the sheets and the singles, but in a lot of different ways. But as you flip through here, it's a kick for me because here's another full page spread at the very front of the magazine of the plate.
That's our recent release right there. That's what you're
saying. Yeah, if you go to USPS, this doesn't cost you anything at all. And there's a whole bunch of our stamps. Like I'm pretty sure we did these Christmas stamps, which are right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really neat. It adds a lot of, there's nothing that's not credible about a stamp coming from USPS. Like when it comes down to it, doesn't get too much more legit than a stamp coming from essentially a subsect of a federal agency and a government. But it is really neat seeing a magazine that is for stamp collectors, that's recognized by stamp collectors, having the same stamps we're releasing, you know, on the platform in it. So definitely check this out. Totally free. You just go to the USPS website.
Well, coming up as well, we have the New Zealand Post stamps for the Year of the Snake as well. These are coming up tomorrow, and these are beautiful as well. Are you familiar with these, Ben, in terms of like, have you ever, you know, put one on an envelope?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love, as a Kiwi, I love the fact that we have New Zealand Post stamps on here. But also the thing I love the most is that it just gives me the opportunity to say that philately will get you everywhere.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, can you scroll down on this? Because I want to make sure that I'm not speaking out of turn. Keep going.
Yeah, we're just showing each one. Yeah, you got the snake right there. Yeah, and then the coin.
This is super, super unique for us as a product offering. I was so excited to see this because NZ Post is really unique because they do stamps, but they also do all sorts of coins and memorabilia. They are the nicest people to work with in terms of licensor. They've actually sent me gifts working with them, making content with them, and, you know, supporting what they're doing. And they sent me some Lord of the Ring coins. And so I was so excited to see one of these medallions making its way into the product offering. I do believe, in fact, I'm almost certain, let's go 99.9% certain, that this is the very first stamp related medallion of any kind that we've released on the platform. This thing looks beautiful. In augmented reality and the VeVeVerse or in the game engine, really reflective, really metallic, nice ridges.
Is it 3D? Like it's a 3D?
It is. It's a two-sided coin.
That's super cool.
I do believe that we have a rotational video of it. I just don't know if it's gone on socials just yet.
Yeah, we'll make sure.
It's really nice.
I think that's supposed to go out today as kind of like a closer look.
Cool.
At it, you know, so that's going to be really cool to see that. That's awesome. So this is like a 3D like coin for like kind of the first time ever.
I have all my military coins from whenever I served. You know, you'd finish your time at a command or with a certain battalion or a certain group, and whenever you'd finish your work, if you did a good job and they liked you, you know, they'd shake your hand and palm you a coin. So I love things like this because the awesome thing about philately and stamp collecting in general is in the early days of collecting, it was one of the most popular types of collecting because there was no internet. You know, you could go to the library. There was a limited number of books that gave you glimpses into the rest of the world. Countries, and New Zealand specifically, there's a really interesting story. I did an interview with Ant from NZ Post. It's on our YouTube channel. And he talks about the first stamps that were released from NZ Post. And what was really interesting about them is it was one of the very first instances of pictorial stamps, stamps that don't show a monarch's head, but stamps that show the natural beauty and wonder of a country. And they tied that into tourism because at that point they were trying to get more people to come to New Zealand. Yeah, that's what I love about stamps. You know, I always talk about there's a story behind everything that we release. Nothing does a better job of telling a story than a stamp. And so that's why it's such a global phenomenon for collectors.
Yeah, I've actually I've got one of those classic New Zealand stamps in my showroom, and it's so New Zealand in its early days of foundation had a challenge which it wanted to attract not just tourists but migrants, and so one of the great ways exactly was showcasing the natural beauty, and what better way to do that on a stamp that's just arrived from that place. So it's a bit of history right there.
Really cool. That's super cool. That's super cool. And we do. And actually, this is a good reminder too. Duck and Cover, who is a champ in terms of stamps as well. There was a medallion in the first series, I believe. So not quite like the same kind of coin thing, but I remember that one now. That's fantastic. Thanks for pointing that out as well.
Thank you.
So we also have coming up, and this is a first announcement. You guys haven't seen the post, so this is a bit of alpha for everybody there. We have this beautiful comic coming up. This is the Mighty Avengers. You can see they changed the top. If you guys don't know that the masthead part of the top slightly changed for this issue here. This is issue 66, and this is the first appearance of Adamantium.
Adamantium.
the metal that like is in Wolverine's, like, you know, you can see the ultra rare. We're going to post this all out and tweet it all out and share it and everything. This is coming out next week. But you can see there's Thor in there again, Corey.
Yeah. And like another thing that's just our exclusive covers on VeVe are to the left and right of that main cover as you're looking at this screen. So you see the original comic in the middle. That's our common. That's the most populated of our editions. And then you go scarcer. So common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, secret rare. Secret rare being the most scarce. There's the least amount. But the two comics to the left and right of that common cover in the center, those are exclusive artworks. Those are made and they can only be found on VeVe. They're made exclusively for VeVe. And what this allows us to do, which is very, very interesting, is it allows us to showcase aspects of a comic that probably weren't important whenever it was released. This is the first appearance of Adamantium. Do you think the writers and the artists knew that Adamantium was going to be such an important thing in the Marvel universe at that? They probably didn't. And so whenever you look back historically at comics, a lot of times the most important characters or elements, they aren't even featured on the cover. What our exclusive covers allow us to do is to feature it. So as you look at that exclusive cover, what's front and center? What are they all looking at? They're looking at a big chunk of Adamantium. It's super cool, man. Like I love that part of our exclusive covers.
Well, I'm going to say this to you, Corey, that they're out of all the covers here, actually all of them are exclusive because the main cover, it doesn't exist in print. Like there's things missing on it and stuff like that. But also I love the comics, right? The uncommons, the black and white variant of it with the slight colorway doesn't exist anywhere else either. So I mean, so each one of these, and then of course the secret rares, the panel. So usually, so that's, you know, so there's something for everybody here. But I just love this era. I mean, Ben, you mean, like you got some comics on the wall there, and I know you said you went to comic shops, and just be careful. I'm warning you because you know, I'm just kidding. You know, once you get into those New York City comic shops, oh my goodness, right?
Dangerous.
Yeah. The goodness is they pack light. Like you see how, remember you had them like stacked, you know, your comics, they were, you know, you can get a bunch in there, you know, so so this is coming out very shortly as well. I just wanted to shout out really quickly in the chat, Master Roni's here, and so this is going to be great. Stay tuned very shortly because we're doing our little VeVeVerse thing towards the end here coming up, so stay tuned for that. And if you just popped in as well, the whole time we've been doing the live stream today, if you're commenting, you have a chance to win. Just from our great mods, I'm going to shout them out every chance I get for thanks for helping to support the chat. And they'll be picking a couple winners just from people who are commenting over there on the side. So thanks again, guys. So just stick around for that. We do have a couple things coming up. Like I said, we got the VeVeVerse coming up, and they'll also have Collectors at Heart. This episode coming up, it's so funny. We have some clips for you. It's going to be great right here. But I wanted to just jump little sidestep over here to this, Ben. Ooh. Now, people, we have a history with Chili's, and it's a great history with Chili's, right? And so this is so funny. I know you probably aren't able to go all into detail about it, but you want to just
listen, all I'm going to say is I was listening to the Prodigy to Firestarter, and it just felt, you know, an appropriate thing to post. So I would just suggest that the VeVe fam get their extinguishers ready. That's all.
That's it. Stay tuned.
That's spicy. I like it.
And that's actually a really nice. That upped our chili game. You know, Corey, you remember the chili game?
I remember the chili game. You know, I've always been on the outskirts of socials. That's really been more your arena, but I am very aware of the Red Hot Chili game.
Look at Hinana right here with the chili peppers coming in. Well, we'll wait and find out. Thanks. You know, we'd love to, you know, dig a bit deeper, but you know, we'll just wait for this. It's, you know, it's going to be pretty exciting for sure. But I wanted to actually just hit up your Twitter page right here, Ben, because you have a couple things, and specifically, I wanted to just bring up to mention to everybody. If we scroll down right here, you had your well, let me just go to your page right here. You actually had an interview recently. If we just scroll right down, and you were on a comics channel. Right?
Yeah. You go up. You can see it.
Yep.
There. Did I pass it? There it is, right there. Yeah. Sorry. I had it all synced up earlier, and I got excited about the chilies.
You got excited about the chilies, and that was that. That's the danger of the chili peppers, by the way. It just you know, throws everyone into chaos.
So can you just talk about what you were doing here? You went on the Comic Watch and how that went for you?
Yeah, totally. So we said at the beginning of the year that one of the biggest things that we want to do is we want to bring new users to the platform, and one of the ways that we're going to do that is getting the VeVe story, the VeVe brand, the VeVe proposition in front of new audiences. And so this is a really good example where our newly hired comms team and PR agency have been working really hard to reach out to content creators around the world, to platforms. This is one of those. We've done others. We've got more coming. Yeah. So this is, Comic Watch is a great channel where they've got people who love comics. They love physical comics. They're really interested in the whole genre. They had not heard of VeVe. They hadn't heard of digital comics. And so, the opportunity to go and chat to them about kind of what we're doing, what it's all about, why it's exciting. That's all part of that plan. So yeah, when we talk about focusing on growing the audience, that's one of the things that we're doing that will add up towards doing that.
It's amazing too, because if you actually, everybody just head over to their X page, give them a follow, say hi. They're giving really great information about comic releases. You can see right here, there's the Avengers comic that we released. They're talking about the physical version. There's the Spider-Boy, we got the DC stuff here. We got all sorts of stuff. Just a great resource. And it's really cool that you went on there, and make sure everybody, you go and watch the entire interview you did. It was really good, Ben. I mean, it was a really cool conversation. You guys got into all sorts of stuff. And you can just find it right on their X page right there, which is super cool. So thanks for that. I just wanted to bring that up really quickly for you. The other thing I wanted to bring up too is that it looks like right up here, we have a little collector's hub with Mainsy coming up. So did you want to set that up, just brief, or?
Yeah, totally. So Mainsy and I have spoken before about music. We've got some similar tastes, unfortunately for both of us. And so he's wanted to do a show on exactly that. So just bringing together some different people with some different points of view, some different thoughts, different ideas, and obviously good taste in music to chat about that. And I also just want to shout out to the Collectors Hub. We've just started sponsoring them. Yeah, Mainsy does a great job on those shows, and is a really good example of someone who had an idea, turned it into a thing, and now it's a regular fixture for people on the feed. And so there are so many of those that we're really, really proud to support. But yeah, great to go and chat to Mainsy again about something that I'm really passionate about.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun to watch. And just so you know, everybody, so next week when you come to our live show here, we're going to have a little breakdown of the people, the different shows that we're supporting and stuff, and just kind of give a shout out to everybody. And that's going to be really cool. And this, of course, the Collectors Hub is one on Saturday that's really been fun. We started a new one with Dee and Hinano. We got Millie doing their This Week in VeVe, of course. We got a bunch of other shows. There's the Oasis show. There's shows we're really trying to support those collectors at heart. And that is a perfect segue into the Collectors at Heart. That come on, guys.
Amazing.
Amazing. I mean, it's episode 11. I think we've evolved a lot since, my primary charter for everyone I work with is continuous improvement. Every time we do a thing, it should be a little bit better, just incrementally. And after 11 episodes, your segues, Aaron, it's chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Very proud of you. Chef's kiss. I love that. That's a uniquely Corey saying right there. It's a uniquely old rhubarb. Chef's kiss. And by the way, speaking of chef stuff, Heather's been I saw her baking post, so you get to share some of that. The next time we have a meetup, you got to bring some of that over because that looked amazing.
I'm a lucky guy. My tummy on the other side. It's winter though. It's winter bulk season, so it's fine. I can put down a few extra cakes.
Well, we have the Collectors at Heart episode 5 coming out. It's going to be live on Friday on our YouTube channel to match up with last week's as well. Of course, Roth, Metaverse Life, he travels to Portugal this time. He meets up with Dr. Prophet. It's so funny. We have some special clips that we're going to share with you in just a second right here before we do that. And then we're going to end it off with the VeVeVerse right there. So this is going to be going out soon, but we got the clips ahead of time right here. Have you guys been enjoying the series? I know Corey, we were actually laughing about this one because it was so funny. Like you guys are going to appreciate this. Dr. Prophet's got a really good sense of humor, and so does Roth, if you know him.
It's very, very.
I just love like with the the feed content. I love the insight into where the VeVe fam are based because we all come to this thing from where we sit and we all think of it in our own context. But here is seeing people in Ireland, in Scotland, and now in Portugal. that is the beauty of this whole thing, right? You can be a collector and you can be in the VeVe fam wherever you are. But I just love that insight into where other people are coming at this from. It's awesome, absolutely beautiful.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be fun. So we can show those clips in just a second, but we have a little snidge of time right here. Corey, did you want to just share some thoughts about how you feel things are going in the first part of the year right here? Just this is off the cuff. This isn't scripted. Just like how you feeling about the work you're doing and the team that you guys are doing here. Just before we show some of these clips.
I think more than anything, I feel very fortunate with the team. We've went through some transitions towards the start of the year. We were kind of in a building stage, and I really feel like a lot of those blocks are starting to come together, and we're starting to get really fast. Like what just happened with LA Strong is like a good example of that. It's a good example of not just one team performing at an exceptionally high standard, but all the teams performing at an exceptionally high standard. And it's sort of that agility and that ability for us to react quickly as a group collectively and really tackle things. And that bodes well for some of our big picture long-term goals that we have as we build into the end. We've got, and Ben knows this better than anyone, we've got goals that span all the way into 2026. And we try to make sure that everything we're doing is working towards those goals. And so for me, I feel great. I feel very, very blessed and fortunate with my team. They're just continuously getting better and better. For me, when everyone can do exactly what I can do, then I'm doing it right. And we're getting there. And that's really, really exciting for me to see.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And for you, Ben, I know you had a little bit of a break. That was a great family time you did. And you showed us some of your amazing collectibles today. And how are you feeling? And what's your focus now that you're back here and just with the whole overall team and where we're headed?
I'm feeling good. I feel I've got what I really like right now, which is clarity. I'm really clear on which parts of our business are absolutely humming, which parts need a bit more focus. And I'm really pleased at how the team is coming together. We've brought some really, really good people in. They're working really well with our team. So we're starting to do things that we haven't done in the past, and we're starting to do them at a very high level. So yeah, good. The job is definitely not done, but I've got what I love, which is clarity of focus. I know where we need to focus.
That's fantastic. Well, we'll get to these clips. I just want to say to everybody.
Wait. How are you feeling, Aaron?
As
social community manager, how's sentiment? How's life? How's your sleep schedule? How are things, bud?
Well, if you live the VeVe life, whether you're on the team or whether you're just in the community, it's 24/7. It's always the same way. Our content creators that I've been, so blessed to work with in the community, they've been so passionate, and it's amazing that we have all these new shows and new initiatives and like new content that they're creating in this time where, you'd think that like people maybe would kind of, settle off a little bit or just kind of like, just kind of relax a bit or just, they're actually building more. And it's all based upon their passion for the project, passion for the community, passion for the collecting, the notion of collecting, the digital space, everything that's going on. Yeah, the dedication has been crazy. So I just want to thank everybody for that. We're going to continue to help support, get out there, find new ways to kind of, show off what people are doing and support them, work together, and just kind of keep building this. So I'm really stoked about where we're headed. And, it's a big part, big, huge, massive part of it is the community. I mean, without the community, what are we going to do, right?
100%.
So
yeah,
I love it. I love it.
It's everything.
No, for sure. Well, guys, you want to watch these funny clips, and then we'll do
more than anything
right at the end, you guys. So let's lose the banner because
it's gone.
Okay, this is the Collector's Heart. Little teasers. Thank you, Metaverse Life. This is going to go live on Friday. Let's sit back and watch a few of the clips right here, just as a teaser.
After hanging with an inspirational entrepreneur in Ireland, it's time to hitch a ride to the next destination on this Collectors at Heart adventure. I land in the vibrant city of Lisbon, Portugal. Lisbon is pure magic. Pastel buildings, the sound of fado in the air, and every corner feels like a new discovery. For some reason, it has a vague familiarity to San Francisco, and the clearest similarity being the Abril Bridge. Built in 1966 by the American Bridge Company, the same company who built the Golden Gate Bridge, this massive suspension bridge stands as a symbol of freedom to all who know its history. Just a short drive west brings me to beautiful ocean views, sunny beach vibes, and cold beers. I wish I could explore more, but there's someone from the VeVe fam that I have been dying to chat with. The next morning, I arrive at the home of the legendary Dr. Prophet. And he's, interesting.
We are in Portugal, near Lisbon. This is my house. This is the extension of the house. We call it the man cave. I watched basically all Spider-Man movies. I played with the figurines as a child, and we were playing Batman against Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a character that I aspire to be, so I have my Spider-Man training regimen, and I do workouts, and I like to hike. Keeps me in shape.
I mean,
I try to eat healthy. It doesn't always work out. Yeah. Look, everyone works hard, but everyone deserves to treat themselves once in a while. For me, a way to unwind is to play first-person shooter like Call of Duty, into that. For my hobbies, I do like to shoot pool with friends, into that. I like to play with my dogs, and I like to read.
Oh man,
guys,
I love
that's
it.
too
Is that the
funny.
last one?
There's a couple more. We could show two more if we want. Should we keep going?
Was Spider-Man going into a Portaloo on your 2025 bingo card? I don't
It is
think
now.
so.
I love it. Oh man.
Let's save the rest for the video, because there's two more
Fair.
clips. But
Fair,
yeah,
fair,
we'll save
fair.
the rest. We're getting close to the
It's
end of the
very,
time.
very good, everyone. So it's definitely worth your watch. We're so lucky
Oh.
to be collaborating with Roth, Metaverse Life, who's just one of the most talented videographers and storytellers I've met. Been fortunate enough to meet. So definitely worth your time.
It does raise the question: how does Spider-Man go to the bathroom? You know?
They haven't covered that.
I don't know.
Well, just so you know, those were some clips right there of the Collectors at Heart episode 5 coming out on Friday. So stay tuned for that. We'll post it all out. It'll go live on Friday, and then you can watch the whole thing. And it's hilarious. It's the best. And we just want to thank them for especially Metaverse Life, for putting these together. They're just absolutely amazing. I got to go to Portugal. I didn't know about the San Francisco connection thing. That's
really
cool.
interesting.
Yeah, with the bridge and everything. It's pretty
It's
awesome.
like a collector
Portugal is
series, a
amazing
human
country.
series, travel series. Love it.
Actually, I lived in Portugal for a little while. Portugal is an amazing, beautiful country with an incredible history, and the food is just amazing. If you're into seafood, it's the place to go.
That's great. Now we get to kind of towards the end right here, everybody. Master Brony's got an unbelievable video right here. We're just gonna play it. It's gonna go live on our YouTube channel as soon as this is done. You got to go to YouTube, watch the vid.
He's done a great job.
It's absolutely amazing. Corey, maybe how many more of these? We have more coming up, right?
We do.
Very diverse as well, which is crazy.
There was a sort of a submission competition on Discord, so we got some really, really amazing content. So we really appreciate you all participating in that. And then we have a number of submissions and a few people we're working sort of hand in hand with. So I'm very confident that we'll be able to release 2 really slick promo videos per week. And then as we get closer to launch date, you're going to start getting your 101 videos, how to do all of the things, because there's lots of things that you can be doing in the VeVeVerse. But yeah, we got quite a bit of content coming. So really, really stoked as we get closer and closer to launch.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. So we're going to end the live stream right here very shortly, and we're just going to show the clip to you. and then you'll just go right over to the YouTube channel where stay right here. You'll see it pop up and just watch the whole thing. Let us know. Give Masteroni some love. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by today. Get back to work. I know you both are super busy. And we'll see you in the next video, everybody.
See you guys.
Let's go. Later.